Hello, my name is Professor Michael Walls. I'm the Director of the Bartlett Development Planning Unit at UCL. The DPU was formed in 1954 as the Architecture Association's tropical school. One of the first directors, Otto Königsberger, used to say that our job was to do ourselves out of a job by helping to build capacity in the Global South to plan effectively without needing help from London or the North. Perhaps still being here some 66 years later shows just how complicated that process is. But it also points to the fact that development planning, indeed the very notion of development, has changed substantially in that time. DPU now offers 7 postgraduate taught degrees and a PhD program covering a range of topics unimaginable 66 years ago. From urban development planning and design, to environmentally sustainable development and national development planning, to health and social development and urban economics. We're also very much engaged in research across the spectrum of development planning and in consultancy as well. But our ethos still reflects that early commitment in important ways. As a world, we face serious inequalities, social injustice, and the critical challenge of climate change. It is no more acceptable now than it was in 1954 to imagine that those challenges can be dealt with just by experts in universities or development agencies. We believe that it is vital that we work with our partners on a basis of true equivalence. Our teaching therefore emphasizes collaboration, just as our research and consultancy do. For the pedagogical experience, that means we place great emphasis on working with partners, many of whom we have long established relationships with. We are keen to allow you, our students, to play a full role in those engagements, to develop your own critical capacities, your ability to view developmental processes from multiple perspectives. Our partnerships are in many ways what makes our work meaningful. It is through these practical connections that we believe we can connect the competing theories of development with the practical impacts on the lives of real people. Development planning is both theoretical and practical. Far from being abstracted from reality, it is embedded within it, and understanding both the complexities and the very real consequences of those relationships rests centrally on connecting ideas with the lived realities of those we work with. Above all, development planning is a process embedded in reality, and we remain fully committed to the objective of understanding how it can be a force for greater social and environmental justice and for better lives. We'd love to have you join us on that journey, and I look forward to meeting many of you soon. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Daniel Oviedo. I am Deputy Research Director at the DPU, and I want to give you a quick overview of our research and scholarship work at the unit. So, research at the DPU responds to our vision of a more sustainable and inclusive world with a particular geographical focus on the Global South. Our work focuses on research with international collaborators that is innovative, that informs policy, that strengthens communities and their ability to communicate at the same level with stakeholders and decision makers. Part of our work is focused on developing capacity and strengthening institutional presence of research and advocacy institutions across Africa, Latin America, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia particularly. And we have a collaborative approach that involves experienced and young researchers in the development of our various research projects. At the moment, the unit has over 20 active research projects that span almost 40 countries across the Global South, and that has partnered with over 30 institutions, both in research and practice. Our research can be classified, if you want, in 4 main clusters, which look at urban transformations, land economy, environmental sustainable development, and social diversity, complexity, and planned interventions. One example of our recent research work has been the rapid response that most of our academics have given to the COVID-19 pandemic, in which we have been involved in over 16 research activities across Latin America, Sub-Saharan Africa, and Southeast Asia, looking not only at the health impacts and considerations of the pandemic, but also on social infrastructures and community-based responses to the crisis that will inform future decision-making, planning, and our knowledge about how to respond to future health emergencies. Collaboration and partnerships with equivalents are at the core of the DPU research strategy, and we seek to grow along with our partners, both in the production of knowledge and the understanding of development processes, but also in enabling new capacities for localized research, for advocacy, and for policy advisory that can contribute to a more just and sustainable development.
Hi, my name is Rachel Valvern. I am a PhD student here at the Development Planning Unit of the Bartlett faculty, where my research on post-disaster reconstruction has evolved into a dynamic study between design professionals of the built environment and land tenure insecurity in the context of disasters. The DPU PhD program allows for in-depth study of social science phenomena in complex settings of cities around the world, from Latin America to Asia, Africa. For me personally, the support I've received for my research has created a foundation to focus on the complexities of Port-au-Prince, Haiti, after the earthquake in 2010. My colleagues are simultaneously looking at transit, mobility, gender equality, and climate change, just to name a few of the topics that are explored here at the DPU. The program's diversity of research pushes us to enhance our understanding of cities and their social actors, which also generates a critical analysis of how the social, political, environmental, and economic systems can stimulate sustainable built environments. This happens in context where you start the program together as a cohort. You meet regularly and you have dynamic discussions about your topics, about how you each will carry out your research, how your research is coming along, each of your different processes. You also are given a space to work where you're able to discuss your research across your year and the way you guys are working versus what's happened in previous years and what's happened and how the program evolves and how people evolve their research in years after you. Thank you, and that's all.
A warm welcome to all. I'm Rita Lambert, the career convener for the DPU. There's actually much to say about what we do at the DPU and UCL more broadly to help you carve rewarding career paths. But if I am to summarize, I would highlight three main areas. Firstly, studying at the DPU and becoming a development practitioner opens up this very broad range of career possibilities. Our graduates are engaged in research, consultancy, and development practice, influencing global debates on development. And because of the many career pathways you could follow, we foster a space for inspiration at the DPU. It can really be difficult to see what possibilities are out there and what is achievable. So we help you think outside the box and navigate career choices. We connect you with speakers who have had a long career, a development career, and can share valuable information. It's not actually always easy to find people who can give you this candid insight about working in particular sectors and organizations. Our alumni, located all over the world, are always willing to share their experience on the challenges and opportunities, giving you advice that is hard to come by and is essentially like gold dust. We also work very closely with UCL Careers to bring you that exposure, and this takes the form of workshop, career events, fairs and talks. So when you join us, you'll see that there is so much going on that you won't find a lack of opportunities. So it's really about how you can make the most of them. Secondly, we provide countless workshops to acquire the skills necessary to successfully apply for jobs. This includes sector knowledge and commercial awareness, but also very practical skills so that you can land that dream job. And then thirdly, I would say we place a lot of importance on networking. What is so special about studying at the DPU is that you join an expanding network of development practitioners around the globe. And essentially you become part of this close-knit intellectual family. This family is diverse not only because of its geographic spread, but also the variety of disciplinary backgrounds of its members. So the DPU attracts participants from a wide range of disciplines to begin with, including anthropologists, economists, geographers, political and natural scientists, as well as planners, architects, and engineers. Therefore, when they leave the DPU, they also go on to a wide range of careers, working with local and national government, consultancy firms, and national and international NGO. So we foster an environment where you meet your peers, you share ideas and experiences, and can initiate this long-lasting collaboration. When you see career trajectories of our alumni, you actually see that they've benefited greatly from the DPU networks. The uniqueness of the DPU lies in the pedagogical approach that builds this community of practice with a shared vision and mission that bridges many divides, whether geographical or disciplinary, to solve the challenges we face and carve paths towards sustainability and justice. So I look very much forward to welcoming you at the DPU and for such an education to enhance the possibility of a meaningful and rewarding career.
Thanks for being with us. We really look forward to welcoming you to DPU in the future.